I see so many comments saying that folks are atheists because they read the Bible. What if someone who is already an atheist reads the Bible? Could it convince me that my position isn't correct? Stick around to see if Genesis chapter 3 can stop me being an atheist. Hello, I'm the Skeptic. I watch videos on YouTube that make extraordinary claims, whether that's evolution is fake or atheism is wrong, but mostly the claim that a God is real and then explain why I can't accept their position. Before we start today's video, do the things with the buttons. That would be amazing. In this Bible bashing video, I'm going to take a look at Genesis chapter 3 and see if it has anything that would persuade me that there's a God. And since many theists say that all atheists need to read the Bible, it's definitely worth a shot. We left off on chapter 2 with Adam and a woman not being ashamed of being naked. 2:25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. That's good. Yeah, thanks me. 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Oh, this is the talking snake I've heard so much about. I've only heard of talking snakes 3 times. This is one. The second is Kaa from Disney's Jungle Book, and the third is Nagini from Harry Potter. Does this mean that talking snakes demonstrate truth? If so, Mowgli could be the new Jesus. I'd say that Mowgli is more likely to translate the word of Lisa the rainbow giraffe, since he could talk to animals. And as for serpents being the most subtle beast, you might want to tell that to the white-toothed pygmy shrew, the smallest current known mammal, probably much harder to find than a snake. 3:2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. And so the unnamed woman, spoiler alert, we do actually know her name, can magically speak to snakes, and snakes can understand. If that was real, that would make snakes enormous jerks, because you could shout at a snake to not bite you, and in some instances, not kill you, and yet people still die of snake bites. Stupid jerk snakes. 3:3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Does the Bible need to be read with a pirate voice? It would make the spelling make way more sense. Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. I mean, there's a movie idea right there. I called it. I get royalties on that. Pirates of the Bible. Captain Jack won't have anything on me. 3:4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Well, since there's never been a talking snake outside of any fiction, are we allowed to conclude that the Bible is a work of fiction? Has a human ever demonstrably been made from dust? No. Has a woman ever been proven to be made from a man's rib? No. Do snakes talk in reality? No. So why on earth do people take this book as true? 3:5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Gods. Plural. When did that happen? And couldn't this God just not have made a tree or a snake? He must have been drunk that day. 3:6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. It took a talking snake to make the unnamed woman realise that there was food on the tree. That poor lady. But husband, are we missing huge chunks out here? When did they get married? Who was the officiant? Don't you need witnesses? Maybe the talking snake and the light before the sun are hard to accept, but this is bordering on the realms of ridiculous now. 3:7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. What fruit is this? Is this figs? Since they're at a fig tree, I didn't know eating figs made you more knowledgeable. And how did they sew leaves together without a needle and thread? The more you think about it, the more you realise that the writer of this stuff didn't think about the backstory much. 3:8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And so started the longest game of hide-and-go-seek ever. 3:9. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? Well, I'm hoping he went up to a balcony and dressed as Juliet. Adam, Adam, where art thou, Adam? Only for Adam to shout back, Godfrey, that's not how hide-and-go-seek works. You have to come and find me, you dingus. Though I have just noticed another flaw. God creates things. God knows what those things are thinking. God should just be able to walk up to where Adam was hiding. What kind of a lame, all-knowing God is this? 3:10. And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. I think what I just said was much better. They should have asked me to write the Bible. The Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe version would be way more fun. 3:11. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldnst not eat? Listen, Godfrey, you don't want us to eat from a tree. Don't put the friggin' tree there. So the folks that this supposed God created didn't have any self-awareness before, and it wanted them to stay that way. Like toys, I guess. Pointless. I told my toys not to do something, but they did it anyway. How could any of this be convincing? 3:12. And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Well, technically, this God didn't give Adam a woman. He stole a rib and used weird God magic to turn it into a lady. Oh, but geez, Adam, way to tell on your wife there. The wife who still doesn't have a name, by the way. Sure, throw her under the bus. Haven't you ever heard the expression, snitches get stitches? But also, doesn't it go to show how in cis-het relationships, the woman is the one that gets stuff done? Here, husband, eat this fruit. We know who wears the fig leaves in this relationship. 3:13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the God showed yet more lack of all-knowingness that it was supposed to have. This God doesn't know anything. But nice passing of the buck there, not quite Eve yet. Sorry for the spoiler. Though this is like that spoiler in the 90s when kids were watching Star Wars already knowing that Vader was Luke's father.
You know, I get a kick out of some of those Star Wars movies.
Yes, we've seen enough of you, old man. 3:14. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. So the serpent wasn't a serpent until this moment? Well, that's stupid. What was it before? And also, cursed above all cattle, so cows are lower than belly crawlers? Well, that doesn't make sense. And if the God could transform the snake into a different form, why couldn't it have just done a magic wave of its fingers and made Adam and the woman lose their sudden fruit-driven self-awareness? This story could have been much shorter. Also, one more thing. Do snakes eat dust? I don't think they eat dust. Yet more issues with this very outdated book. 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Oh, the poor writer of this book must have been alluding to his wife always having a headache. He just wanted to get his end away, but she kept saying no. Maybe all this was a way to convince his wife to have intercourse with him. I bet that backfired. It sounds as though she kicked him in the foot a lot, and that they were always arguing. 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And now we're getting to the really dumb part. Women should always be filled with sorrow and ruled over by men? No thanks. Though, if you do feel sorrow, that's okay. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel. And as for men ruling over women, you don't have to live like that, because this book quite clearly isn't true, and shouldn't be taken as the word of a god. 3:17. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Oh, jeez, this God is a whingy little bitch. Wah, you didn't listen to me despite me having the power to not let it happen in the first place. Wah, Where, I'll make you eat dirt. The God of the Bible is actually pathetic. Lisa the rainbow giraffe wouldn't have let anything like this happen. She would have pooped out life, pooped out trees, said not to eat the fruit of the trees, and then would have just eaten the fruit of it herself. You know, just in case those pesky pooped out humans didn't actually listen. 3:18. Thorns also, and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Now, this God is giving them a balanced diet. Come on, Godfrey, make up your mind. Do you want to punish them or help them? 3:19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Yeah, no. We know that folks aren't made of dust, but we do eat bread, so good spot there. It seems the further into chapters we go, the less sense it starts to make. 3:20. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. How long had they been married before he named her? Imagine having a full-on relationship with someone and not knowing their name. And the mother? At this point, how would he know that she can conceive? Pretty presumptuous, Adam. And hold up, I've just had another thought. If Eve was the mother of all living and Adam is alive, does that mean Adam was married to his own mother too? I know there's a lot of incest in this book, but this is just getting ridiculous. 3:21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothed them.
You're punished as worthless little humans that don't listen to me. How dare you eat something that gave you some self-awareness, that didn't kill you? Oh yeah, I lied. I'm a lying God too. You shall be cursed forever.
But here, I made you these lovely little coats, and Eve, the colour really brings out your eyes, love.
Talk about bipolar. This God needs to see a therapist. 3:22. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and also take of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Us? Us? Is this God talking to other gods? Who are these secret gods? And now eating from the tree of life means living forever. I'm so confused as to whether Adam and Eve were supposed to live forever but then ruined it by eating knowledge fruit, but are now able to again. This actually makes zero sense. Well, I guess, like most Bible-reading folks, you can interpret it however you want. So I'll take it to mean that all this is garbage. The skeptic has spoken. 3:23. Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. A job. Godfrey just gave Adam a job. I hope it pays well and comes with benefits. A good retirement plan, healthcare, you know, that kind of thing. 3:24. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. Well, it was nice of Godfrey to give Adam a lift. I can't imagine how difficult it would have been to get a driver's license in Eden. And cherubims don't exactly sound terrifying. Isn't the distinct lack of cherubs also another strike against the Bible? This book really isn't doing that well, is it? So, to summarise Genesis chapter 3, a talking snake, sewing kits, a God that doesn't know very much, multiple gods, a game of hide and seek, an Uber driving God, and Adam's first job. None of which demonstrates the truth of the book, nor does it prove any God. I guess we'll have to keep looking. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the section below. For now, we can tick this off as total and utter nonsense. A big thank you to this month's ticks on Patreon. MISM, Addy Rockart, the Enixes, Travis, and the absolute lunatic Jimmy, as well as all the base ticks. You can become a supporter on Patreon too at patreon.com/theskeptic. The link is in the description, along with links to all my other socials. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. From me, the Skeptic, stay safe, keep thinking logically, and ask questions. Skepticism is the first step towards truth. See you next Saturday.